first of all, celebrate your new comedy special streaming on Netflix right now, Paper Tiger, which I had the pleasure of watching. So funny. So
Amazing.
good.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I feel like it was just so. It was just like such an entertaining, wonderful piece of comedy. I felt like you weren't trying to be provocative or offend anyone.
I was
You were
just
doing
having fun.
just having fun.
Yeah.
And I think like sometimes anyway, I appreciated that. I thought it
thank
was.
you. Well, I mean, I was in that amazing venue, and
Mm-hmm.
I had the added nervousness of being in a different country and like going, was this stupid? Was this a mistake?
Right.
And
It was in London?
but it ended up being like just was a, it was a great time. And then like Mike Binder, it just did such a great job. And he watched the hour like 10 different times. He just kept coming to shows. I'm like, this guy's crazy. But he knew the hour so well that he knew how to.
Who's that? The director?
Yes,
Oh.
sorry, Mike Binder. Yeah, the director. So.
So you did how many? So is that how it works? Where you did a bunch of shows and they cut it up?
No, he went to go see me
Oh.
a bunch of times, and
I
then
see.
I did I think I did one show Monday, and then I did a show Tuesday.
Hmm.
Is how it worked. So it was kind of weird. Where usually you just do 2 in one night, and you get the warm up, and then it's usually the second show, and then when you're making your edits, you'll just take a little bit here and a little bit. I try to do it, as much as I can all one show, so it doesn't like. You start to notice when you jump back and forth, and then also I'm trying as much as possible to show a show that I did, not create a show that never happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then it gets too smoothed out, too slick, and everything's fine. It's like the
Yeah.
mistakes and everything are the things that give it like the personality. You know?
I love that you left in like the part about the mic, messing up the continuity because the piece of the mic fell or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest with you. I looked at it like
Yeah.
twice. I looked at it like twice. People, when quoting Joe's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Joe. I did that. I don't remember saying that. So
There was that great moment
Yeah.
where the women are not heckled, but somebody screamed something from the audience about consent.
oh yeah.
That was just great. That was so
Yeah,
funny.
and that happens all the
Yeah,
time. Like
yeah.
people sit there and how they hear something is what you're saying, and then you're directly attacking them, and it's just
Yeah.
it's just such a it's just a weird time.
Yeah.
It is a weird time. I've heard you saying that a lot in interviews.
Well, Joe Rogan's last special was Strange Time, or
Yeah,
whatever, which was perfect.
Right.
I try to I keep wanting to say Strange Time, but it was the name of the special, so
Yeah.
it is. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre time. I had this chunk too where I was making fun of that support the troops thing, and just the conspiracy theories as to why that wasn't in there. It was like, he totally pussied out because his special came out September 10th and September 11th you didn't get the heat. Blah blah blah.
My
It's like
God.
no, the special was too long.
You have
And
to
not
cut
to
stuff.
mention that night, I mean, it went well, but it didn't go as great as it always did. And I was like, what the fuck happened in that part of the show? And what happened was, I guess the IRA sent a threat that there was a bunch of bombs around London that day. So it just had that little weird,
that
different tone in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was.
Huh.
Yet nobody told me because well, don't tell the talent because we don't have to come out and say, no, tell me.
Yeah.
So I can
You
react
can
to
acknowledge it.
and do it. And
They would love that.
Yeah, but nobody did. So I was just
my
sort of
God.
confused, and I'm like, going, it never fucking fails. It kills 100% of the
that's-
time, and then the night of the special, somebody fucking falls off a chair or something. So I just sort of plowed through it, and but I recorded at Madison Square Garden, and it's going to be, I'll be releasing that maybe sometime next year or something like that. I just got the album cover. It's going to be sick.
Nice.
And it's going to be a double album. It's going to be so sick. But that bit's on there. So now that makes it kind of cool. I was talking to somebody that's sort of like my Zeppelin, like my hey, what can I do? Or traveling, Riverside Blues. It's just something that just didn't make the album. But just watching somebody just, liking the joke so much that it wasn't there, that they then just took this thing and just ran with it. I just, I was like, wow, man, I do that. I do that all the time. So I don't necessarily get like upset with that thing, but the person's watching or whatever, that's what happened. Like we made the decision way before we even knew what the date was, because Netflix doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Like they're just like,
They don't tell you when it's coming.
yeah, they're like the Federal Reserve, just waiting for this information. Then finally,
Yeah.
like September,
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, what date? We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so it had nothing to do with that. And Mike was just going like, dude, you know, this whole special is about you, and that thing there kind of doesn't fit. It's just sort of this aside. So I was like, I fought him. I was like, I don't think so. I want to keep the whole thing. I want to just have the whole thing, you know, typical artist, you know, keep everything. And then when we took it out, I was just like, it just flowed. And then it also, you know, it was kind of, oh man, it went from like, you know, like an hour and 20 or something like that down to like an hour and 5 or hour and 6. And then it just flew. I got in, I got out. It made you wish it was longer, and that's where you want to leave. You don't want to be like,
Very true.
like go get a fucking burrito or something.
There's a lot of comedy specials that
They
if
feel
you
too
start to
long.
feel the length, the duration, but like the
Hey, you
best,
want that.
the best. No,
We even wanting more. It's one of the
Yeah.
oldest.
that's
and
what you did,
Still works.
and you
yeah.
did it. I watched the whole thing with joy and pleasure, and when it came, where'd the time go?
Yeah.
Where'd the time go?
Good. Well, good. Good. It's been
Paper Tiger on Netflix right now. Why did you do it in London?
2 reasons. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and my favorite footage is of them at Royal Albert Hall. And the first time I played there, you know, I think I was just a little freaked out that I was standing on that stage
Right.
because it really looks the same as that concert footage from almost, 45 years ago or something. And we were just over there, and we were like, I mean, I've done a special in New York. I did one in San Francisco. I've done them down south. I did one in D.C. and right on the friggin' Mason-Dixon line, essentially. And it was just like, where now? Where do I go now? Where would it be different? And everywhere you go, the crowd has like a different vibe. It's weird, like the laughs sound different and stuff that they react to, and then you have to adjust while you're on stage, and then that makes you present. I find it works for me. So, and then the other side was me and Mike Binder smoke cigars, and he just wanted to smoke a cigar with me in London. He normally directs major movies, and he just, as this one-off was like, all right, I'll direct your special.
Yeah.
And we'll smoke a cigar after. It'll be great. And that's how it kind of went down.
Wow.
Everything looked amazing. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, he did. He
The
knocked
theater
it
was
It felt,
beautiful.
it felt so classy, all the shots and
Oh, I love hearing that. I love hearing
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
that was definitely something that we took time, and
Yeah.
it's kind of something that I was working towards through all of my specials, and I've worked with a lot of great people, like the last 2 or 3 I did with Jay Karras, and then this one I worked Mike Binder on this one, and I don't know, I'm happy with it.
yeah.
I notice you. Not that I'm criticizing, because sometimes it works, but like it starts, you're on stage. There's no intro, sketch, or anything like that, and then it ends, and you're off stage. There's a lot of different things that comedians start doing now, where they're kind of putting stuff in the beginning and end. But
It's just
you
a
made that
choice.
conscious choice to do that, and
I've always
I
I
noticed
got
that.
too much shit I want to say.
yeah, why to waste time with sketches? And
I'm a
stuff?
blabbermouth. I don't have
Yeah.
time for a sketch. But other people, though,
It
works.
Yeah,
it works.
great.
So it's
Yeah.
just one of those things,
Yeah.
and some people joke about this, and some people joke about that. It's
Yeah.
just like it's sort of the whole thing.